wonder why it always seems to rain when I am lost in love. I am lost in love. I am lost in love. Look, keep my heart.
Hey, I done lost all the love that I had for these niggas. Be real, I been thinking about spazzing on niggas. These bitches be weird, always nagging a nigga, but quick to come back for some cash from a nigga. Sometimes I be wishing a nigga ain't make it, cause this shit get rough, but the bag a little different. Sometimes I just wanna wake up and go missing, but this shit hit different, not average, nigga. 80 some shows in New York, I been getting, and that shit had a vision, got out on the mission. Since I was 16, ain't gon' lie, I been crippin' and hitting, go X, big X, standing on business. Got him a bag, double up and start giving, that's when they start tripping, I hope that you listen. These niggas is grimy, they want how you living, no loving these women, they looking for tricks. Like where was these folks in that spot with their kitchen? Or where was these folks when my pockets was empty? Where was these folks the long nights I was dealing? How you gon' want what I got and ain't get it? My family gon' call when they broke and I get it. As soon as you tell them no, want you to feel it. Not once that they checked on my son and I'm chillin'. Depressed, I can't be with my boy every minute. I fell out with my brother, that shit hurt my spirit. But we all gotta learn, hope he change, start listening. Hope that he keep his hold on and they spinning. The life that he living, I know that he's sinning. I got 2 little girls on the way, I been tripping. So scarred from the love that I dub all these women. So God gave me 2, now I'm seeing it vivid. I get it, 1,000 more reasons for living. Know that I wanna check out and just give it up. How I got out of these problems, I'm rich as fuck. Hoes don't want love, all these hoes wanna tell me. These niggas ain't gangsters, just mad that they broke it fuck. Ease the pain when I drink out that double cup. Only time that I'm hurt when I sober up. Smile in your face, but I swear that's a cover up. Rapping my pain, it's the shit that y'all wanted. Like where was these folks in that spot with their kicks? Or where was these folks when my pockets was empty? Where was these folks the long nights I was dealing? How you gon' want what I got and ain't get it?
Hey, who with us? My apologies, out of my control. I had nothing to do with that delay. It was all technical difficulties. We've been falling off, dropping off. Connection's been horrible. I think it must be the blink that's going on in the city of Cincinnati. They're using all of the energy. We're about to have a blackout in Cincinnati because them blink cats down there in Cincinnati downtown taking all the energy up. What's good? My apology, y'all. I've been here. I hit the reset 3 times. I don't know what the hell going on. I did absolutely nothing different than I've always done for 4.5 years now. I haven't done anything different. Camera's messing up. I'm turning into an AI guy. It's me. I'm not AI, but I keep turning into different colors. You can see the picture fading in and out. I'm like, what the hell? I look like Blink. I'm looking like Blink over here. But what's good? Speaking of Blink, short show today, because speaking of Blink, my wife and I, we're going to go down to Blink tonight. Don't be rolling up on me. I'm strapped. I'm handling it. You roll up on me, you better come like, I'm just saying. Don't be rolling up on me. I'll be getting that. I'll be at the grocery store. Cats be like, hey, you Wyatt, ain't you? I'll be like, I don't know. It all depends. It all depends. It all depends. I don't know. Am I? It all depends on what you want. Look, trust and believe. I never knew what podcasting would do to my personal life outside of like a studio or outside my home and all this old shit. I done had plenty of couple stories to tell y'all. Some of the things people roll up on me on the side of the road. And I'm like, you know, we in the middle of the street. I don't have time to be kicking it. And hey man, what you think about such and such? And I'm like, bro, you know, we in the middle of the street. There's traffic coming. Or they'll be like, I like what you said about such and such. Or they will disagree about something and they want to have these conversations right then and there. And I'm like, wow, I never knew. I don't think I could do it for a living. You know what I mean? I don't think I could be like this personality, this like person. I don't think I could get into Hollywood and do all that stuff because people, they want to know too much at the wrong time, you know, at the grocery store, or they want to have a conversation with you and stuff like that. It's not cool. Now, some of my people on here, y'all cool because we grew up together. You know what I mean? We know each other since Sandbox. and it's all gravy. Most of the time, we don't even talk about the show. We talk about something that we had in common, or what we went through, or what we seen once before. Or have I heard from such and such? Have you heard from such and such? We try to reminisce or catch up. But some of these new people, whoo, some of these new folks don't know how to. I'm being honest. They just don't know. They don't know how to make it different. Like, I don't know how some of these guys have done it for this many years. You build enemies. You build enemies because of your opinion, not necessarily for the things that you do. You may have an opinion and express it on here, and now people may not like you because of your position on, let's just say, transgender, or on gay, or on political. You know what I mean? A lot of stuff. Tanika said, Wyatt, if I see you in Orlando, you better speak. No, I was in Orlando. You know what I told you. I reached out. I said, listen, I don't know what to say. I don't want to roll up, be like, hey, Tanika, I'm over in Kissimmee. Where you at? No. I don't know what I'd be walking into. I'm just playing, sis. I was just saying, I don't know, I don't know. But anyway, man, how's everybody doing? Thank God it's Friday, right? TGIF, is that what it is? I am going to Blink tonight. Has anybody been there yet? I really don't want to go. My wife wants to go. I'm not really a Blink kind of guy. I'm not really that type of dude. I don't like to go out in the cold. Like, tonight is going to be way too cold for me, because it's going to be like low 50s. And you guys know, I wouldn't even be in Cincinnati, right? Like, October is usually when I'm flying south like the birds. I'm usually out of here in October. I would sometimes stay here because my mother's birthday is October the 8th. And I would stay in Cincinnati because she would fly in from Phoenix, celebrate her birthday with the people that she grew up with, her Taft family, Taft. You know what I mean? She would have her birthday, get-togethers and all that old shit, not roll through and, hey, mom, I'll give her a gift and all that. And then, I'd head back. I'd go to the warmer climate. But yeah, I would normally be gone by now. But of course, we all know why I'm not out of here this year. I was gone last year before that, and ever since anybody on Wyatt Live, ever since you've known me, to be in Florida this time of year. We're doing poolside. Last year we used to do yeah, we did a couple poolside shows. Who was here for that? Yeah, we did a couple shows poolside. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I thought it was cool. I thought people thought I was flexing sometimes because it'd be cold as hell in Cincinnati. 22 degrees in Cincinnati, and I'm sitting there with a fucking cup of lemonade, some watermelon, and I'm sipping on a cup, and y'all freezing, and I'm sitting there talking about what we used to talk about. But it is what it is. I didn't do that on purpose. It wasn't a flex on purpose. It just happens to be 82 degrees where I was, and it was 22 degrees where you were, and I was just dressed for the occasion. I was doing what I was doing. We did some nighttime shows last year. Remember that? Who was here for that? Anybody was here for that? I know the new folks weren't. But last year we did some nighttime poolside shows. If you ever want to catch up, if you ever want to know what we were talking about earlier in Wyatt Live, feel free to go to YouTube. Feel free to go to Wyatt Live on Facebook and on Twitch and find those shows. And you'll see that not much has changed in the conversations. Now, a lot of the conversations that were talked about back then hadn't evolved to the truth yet. They hadn't developed. But to be honest, yeah, Krista Hawkins, she was here. Yeah. CH, she was here. She was poolside with us a few times and made fun of some things and was on her way down to Florida talking about, I'm at the airport. I think that was that Krista. I'm at the airport just flexing, fronting, playing like she was there. But yeah, we had a little cookout. Matter of fact, we did a show for my baby's birthday, my youngest daughter's birthday. I invited everybody from Wyatt Live to come down and spend the birthday with my daughter, and none of y'all showed up, so I'll never invite you again. I offered. Nobody showed up, and that's cool. It's just the family over here. We did have fun. We had fun. We've had fun the last year or so. Now we've had some different faces and different people that have joined and have brought a little different energy, and I'm cool with all of that. I'm cool. I had to learn the podcast, radio, television style kind of game. I'm new to it. I never knew the energy that you deal with when you're dealing with people. I never knew that people. I've always known that people look at you in the face, smile in your face, and then go do some different shit behind your back. I've always known that, but that was when I was younger. I never knew old people do shit like that. I mean, I'm not built like that. There's nobody on this program who's listening in the chat, who's watching the show, or nobody could ever say that I've had a conversation about somebody behind their back, and then when I got in their face, it was all different type of energy. Nobody could ever say I've done that, because I don't do shit like that. Not even, I wasn't even raised like, you know what I mean? I never really done that. Even in high school, I remember having beef with dudes or whatever, and it was beef with dudes. It wasn't no fake beef from a distance. Never did that. And I never had a lot of beef. I'm just saying, if you didn't like me, I'd find you. You didn't have to come find me. And this is true. Y'all know, some of y'all know, I would come find you because I've never done anything to anybody with malice, with intent to hurt them on purpose. So we got to have a conversation before you hate me. Before you dislike me for some shit somebody told you I said or I did, let's have a conversation. And if I tell you, yeah, I said that, and you still don't want to like me, and you still got a beef with me, then okay, we beefing. But if you just mad at me because of some shit somebody said I said, if we mad at each other, no, I ain't mad at you. But if you mad at me because of something somebody said, third or fourth or fifth party person said that I said or I did, and you want to stay mad, then you just a sucker. You the type of individual that just want to be mad at somebody just because, not because of what they said, but just because. And that's cool. I can match that energy. I might not might not be the type of person that's going to come back at you. The blowback is going to be, I don't like you then either. I'm not built like that, but I will keep my distance. I won't acknowledge you. I won't act like everything Gucci, because it's not. Because the last thing anybody on here going to do, and we all know this, you never let them punch you first. Never put yourself in a position. I think Fame got on me one time because I told a story about this guy. It was a homeless white dude. Do you remember this? I don't think Fame is here, but he gonna say he heard his name and somebody chatted him, but maybe he'll catch it. A homeless dude, white homeless dude, shirt off, pants down there hanging off his ass. My family and I are sitting down eating like lunch outside. You know how Atlanta is. They got all the patios outside. And my family sitting there. As we leave the restaurant, this homeless dude comes from behind the tree with a bag, with like a garbage bag. My daughter, my youngest daughter, look at him funny, because it's some not funny like ha ha he he, but she look at him like funny weird, like damn, you scared me. So the homeless dude, which was a young dude, young white dude, he makes this, he says something to her, like what you gonna do? And I'm like, whoa, cowboy. First of all, this is a young lady. Second of all, that young lady happens to be my daughter. And I got my family with me. I got 3 women with me. You ain't about to do that, player. Nobody would. I don't care who you are, homeless, privileged, mansion. I don't care who you are. You're not about to disrespect. You're not gonna do that to my family. So I shove my daughters out of the way, and I step in front of it like I think a man who's defending his family supposed to do. So yeah, I jump up in his face like, whoa, because number one, I have to take control of the situation. I have to let this man know, I don't care how crazy you are, you're gonna have a problem over here. But yet my wife, you know what I'm saying, Miss shit don't, like she's not naive, but she's not combative. She didn't grow up in a combative environment. She don't know how people are still on your ass. And she ain't from that. I'm from that. I understand that if they hit first, they getting out the gate on you. And it could be a problem. So you have to, as a man, I stepped up like, oh, bro, move my wife out the way, the kids out the way. Now what is it, bro? And I told them to go on go on across the street. And I just had to have a conversation with dude. Do we have a problem, bro? Why? What happened? What we do? Can I treat you to a sandwich? What is it? I wasn't a bully. I wasn't trying to take advantage of a dude, or I wasn't trying to be bigger. I wasn't trying to flex in front of my family and no shit like that. Why do we have a problem? I just want to have a conversation first. And then if you prove to me that we got a problem, then damn it, okay, I guess we do. And we'll do it the way we do it. All right, enough of that. Check this out, yo. It took me 3 attempts to get on today. It took me 3 attempts to get on today. And here's this is what breaks my heart. One of my favorite people in the world, I have several older people. They're older than me. One of my favorite people in the world logged in and said, "Hi, Randy." And it was my old coach. It was the first coach I've ever had, a man that the first coach in sports that I've ever had in my life. All right. And it was Ron Craig. And he was like, "Hey, Randy, ain't too many people but Mama Birch and maybe Mom and Mama Deb. It's not too many people that call me Randy. We really got to know me as a child to call me Randy. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I seen him log in, and I don't think he ever came back because the goofiness of this setup I had to keep logging in. I don't think he the type of dude that's gonna be trying to find it and where we at and blah 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he that type of dude. But I really wanted to acknowledge him. I really wanted to acknowledge him because he was special to me as a kid. He was the first man to ever challenge me as a boy, as a young boy. I'm talking about the first guy that sent my ass home and said, "Well, when you think you can play, when you think you can be good enough, come on back down here." And I think what tripped him out is I just walked down to the park. I just walked down to the park one day and tried out for baseball. My mama didn't know I was going. My granny didn't know I was going. I went down to Parktown, showed up down there because, I heard through the grapevine, streets talk. They always talk. And they were like, "There's some baseball going on down there." And I'm like, "Shit, I play baseball every day. I'm Mr. Baseball." I had never been on a team in my life. And I've been very independent my entire life. So I go down there on my own. I don't have a baseball glove. I don't have a bat. I don't have shit. I don't have nothing. And I go down to Parktown and he out there hitting balls to kids and blah, 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 talking. The field is not raked. It's just shit. They had Wiedemann bottles and Coca-Cola and Pepsi bottles and cans and shit all in the infield and all in the grass and rocks. It was horrible. If you know anything about sports, let me just say this. The field was not drug. All right. Get down there and I have to borrow somebody's glove. Coach Ron told me, Coach Craig, we call it. Coach Craig told me to get out there. Go on out there. I don't have a glove. I got to borrow somebody's glove. We always borrowing gloves. Those was Coach Craig gloves. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know that. So he told me to take the glove. I took Montez's glove. Montez put me out there. Coach Craig kept hitting the ball to me. And all I was doing was trying to do what they do on TV. I was just trying to play the game like they played it on TV. And I wasn't good enough that day. So Coach Ron did what most men should do to young boys. He challenged me. He said, "Nah, he said, nah. He said, when you ready and you think you didn't have enough practice, you come on back down here and you can try out. You can try to play with us." And I didn't like that. That was rejection to me. Like, don't ever tell me that I'm not good enough. That was rejection. Now I self-checked. I've always been the type of kid. I was taught that way. I self-checked. I was like, "Whoa, wait a minute." He told me I wasn't good enough for something that I think I can do. So I leave with my tail tucked. All right. As a little boy, it's getting dark outside. We play till the street lights come on. I'm running behind. So I got to run home mad and sad. I run home mad and sad and I go in the house and I'm crying. My mama said, "What's wrong?" I said, "I went down there and tried to play baseball for the baseball team and they didn't think I was good enough." My mama said, "Well, maybe you weren't. Have you thought about what you need to do to get better?" And I'm trying to I don't know exactly the words, but I was like, "Yeah, I got to be better. I got to look like Dave Concepcion." I remember saying that. Now I'm 7 years old, 8 years old. I got to be like Dave Concepcion and I got to go in the dirt. I got to get dirty. I got to do this. I got to do that. And my mother asked me, she said, "Well, Rand," she said, "Rand, what did he tell you? To come back next year?" I said, "No, he just told me to come back when I get better and try out." She said, "Oh, okay." The very next day, I walked my little bitty stubborn ass right back down to Parktown. No bat, no ball, no glove, no nothing. and went right back to that same field the very next day. Because in my mind, I was good enough within 24 hours to try out again. Yeah, I'm about to play this ball. I'm about to do this. And what I did is I went out there and I played my ass off. I got dirty. I didn't care if there was Weiderman bottles in the street, in the field. I didn't care. I pushed and pushed and pushed until that man, every time he told me, if I did something wrong, I listened to him. I listened to him. Now you got to get down in front of the ball. Let the ball, don't be afraid of the ball. Let the ball hit you in the chest. It won't kill you. It's a grown-ass man telling me this. Don't be scared of the ball. Don't be scared. See, I'm not getting that type of male push at home. I'm getting a different kind of, oh, you can do it, baby. Just stick in there. Handle it. You'll be fine. You'll be cool. My mental was strong, but my confidence was weak. So I'm listening to Coach Craig tell me, get down on the ball. Watch Montez do this. Get going. And I get down on the ball. The ball beat the shit out of me that day. But guess what? I was part of the team. I played. I worked. I tried hard. I kept going. I kept going. I kept going. I'm an 8-year-old little boy, and I run home that night with a T-shirt. It said the Bears on it. That's what we were called. Bank Street Bears. Blue T-shirt with them iron-on letters on the front. Bears. Number 8. Who was on the Reds that was number 8? Joe Morgan? I didn't want Joe Morgan. I wanted number 13. I wanted number 13, Dave Concepcion. No, I was number 6. Excuse me. I was number 6. And nobody on the team was number 6 for the Reds. But I didn't care. I ran home with that shirt in my hand and told my mother, I made the team. I made the team. She said, but he told you not to come back. I said, he told me to come back when I was ready to be better. And I was ready, Mama. I was ready. I was ready, Mama. I was ready. But Coach Craig built confidence in a lot of young men. And I wish he was still here. I want to give that man his flowers while he's still here, because check this out. I've told this story many and plenty of times, probably right here on this platform. Coach Craig was a family man. He was a husband. He had a wife, and he had Rhonda. He had Dion. He had Junior, Ron Craig, and he had a two-door. He had a two-door Regal, maroon Regal. Y'all know them sharp-ass Regals when they was out. Short body Regal. He had that nice ride, and he put the entire team, 9 or 10 of us in that car, to go to the games. And I mean, it was crazy. This man had a family. Dion was on the team. That was his younger son. And I don't know how it felt to be a young man like that, and that be your father. And now you got 8 or 9 other brothers. And I don't know how many of y'all know Rhonda Craig. Rhonda Craig was more of an athlete than a lot of the dudes. Like, she could play baseball, basketball. If hockey was in the hood, she would be a hockey player. Okay, so Rhonda Craig was dope. I think she balled for Taft. I lived out of town when she was balling for Taft. But Rhonda Craig was probably one of the dopest female athletes out of the city of Cincinnati. I had never in my life seen a girl who could do that. And I think that's what made me respect female sports a lot more, or females in sports. Not female sports, but females in sports. Because we had a lot of females down the way, and coaches. If I don't know if any of y'all remember Deborah Say. Deborah Say used to be the sports coordinator at the LeBlanc Boys and Girls Club. And Deborah Say, I don't know how she did it. I don't know how she coached a whole bunch of little boys in the hood. I don't know how she did it, Mama Birch. She had me, Darnell, Dwayne. She had Mario. We was hard-nosed. They were hard-nosed dudes. I don't know how we were listening to a female coach, but I guess that's why I grew up respecting the female in sports. I guess that's why I kind of go hard when I hear about this thing, not just because I had daughters, but I think I go hard when I hear people denying female sports are not going to be taken over by transgenders. It's a real thing. And when you limit your information, then you can have an opinion and probably stick to your opinion. But when you see, here's what happens. A lot of people don't believe things are real until it knock on their front door. Or they hear it and it's just so unbelievable. It's so far-fetched. It's not a real thing. Or since it only happens only a few times, then it ain't no big deal. You do understand for something to grow, it has to happen 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 times before it is a regular thing. It don't just start out 10,000 strong. It has to start out with 10 people first, and then it escalates. So when you don't nip things in the bud, then you allow the room for it to grow. And I think that's why I'm a big advocate about men who transgender and go into female sports. And if it wasn't a bad thing, then you would see this. Check this out. One thing we don't see, you might have seen it 1 or 2 times, and I'm against it as well. But you don't see Brittany Griner trying to get in the NBA. What does she make? For argument's sake, $300,000 a year, and she wants to be a man. I don't have no problem with you wanting to be a man, but she even understands that I'm really a female. No matter how much I want to be a man, I'm really a female, so I better stay in my lane. So I better stay in the female league where I can make 300 grand for the next 10 years of my life. Because if I try to go make $3 million in that male league, they're going to dominate me because I'm physically incapable of keeping up with grown ass men. Men with the genes, with the real genes, the X chromosomes. Yeah, I got to keep this shit in proper perspective. You don't see a lot of women transgendering to be men and trying to go get in men's sports where the money is. But how fair is it that a man could, I don't mean this disrespectfully, but he can dumb down his abilities to be a dominant individual in a sport. He know he's stronger, he know he's faster, and he know he ain't as cute. I'm just playing. But I'm just saying, stop acting like it's not real. If you had a daughter or a granddaughter or a niece or a nephew or a niece or some shit like that, if y'all had that and they had the guard, if your daughter was the point guard over at Princeton High School or down at Taft, and somebody from Mason came in, from the white school, came in from Mason or Sycamore or some old shit like that, and your daughter got dumped on for 24 points, and it was stopping her ability to get a scholarship because she's not as good as the girl that she's playing behind, you would have a problem with that. But like most people, like people who have selective outrage, they only mad when the shit happens to them directly. They're not mad when it's happening to other people around. They don't, as long as it ain't touching them, they're not angry. But selective outrage happens a whole lot too. I'm watching it right here in the city of Cincinnati, if I may. I'm watching NAACP give Miss Owens I'm watching everybody get this lady a hard time. Do I agree with what she did? I don't know. I'm just going to be honest with you and say, well, I'm falling back on being mad. I never was mad. I'm living up to what I've always said. And I think that everybody on them things like city councils and mayors and all, I believe they all have personal ambitions. And now you just happen to see one happen. You just happen to see personal ambition displayed in broad daylight. And now you got these selective outrage people who want to black this and black that and black. I'm not suggesting that they're wrong, but I'm trying to show y'all that y'all keep voting for people for identity when these people have personal ambitions. And when it's time for them to make certain decisions, they're going to do what's best for them, not the people. And then I don't want the frauds coming in trying to act like, oh, well, this particular individual is doing this for themselves, and I don't understand why they did this for themselves. You don't say that in all cases. You don't say that in all cases. You saying that now because it makes you look more black than the person who made the decision. It makes you look more black, pro-black, because now you can turn around and say, I'm blacker than her. I ain't make that decision. This is how it's always been. Amazing. It's cool though. See, this is the type of stuff that needs to happen. It really needs to happen because people really need to see what games are being played. Because don't think that the buck stops at Miss Owens for this comment. You really think she made that you really think she made that selection on her own? You really think that she strategically put that together herself? No, I don't. I seriously don't think that, because I know how the politics work. It's like an engine with many parts that anchor off of one another. That's how it works. And the only people that don't understand that are the people on the outside looking in and thinking that when you vote for this person, they're going to serve you. They have special interests once they get there. I know it's hard to believe. And what I learned yesterday right here on the show, somebody says and I don't know if this is true. So I'm just going to, I'm not saying it's true, but I'm going to use it as if it's true. Okay. I'm sorry if this is going to mess up somebody's, how you feel about me. But if she was the highest, she got the second highest votes in the Democratic Party, and y'all going to stop the argument at her versus the other people that influenced her. Y'all know there was an influence there. There's not just one person benefiting from her. There's not two people. It's not just two people, not just her and the person she selected. Y'all know there was a nucleus. Y'all know, because they got if it takes so many votes to get things done, you think they only gonna take one or two people to align themselves up? 2 votes don't make the difference. They need a body of people to be able to make something happen. They're just doing something that you're not privileged of seeing. I'm glad it happened. I'm glad it happened. And this is not the first time something like this happened. Maybe the vote, maybe the vote of, it should have been a black person. What did she say? I missed it. Somebody said she was on the radio explaining her position, saying just because, and I'm paraphrasing because I didn't hear the video, I didn't hear it, but she said something to the nature of, just because we got to get people that's going to vote for the interests of the black community. So since this person is white, they can't make a decision what's best for the black community. How many black city council members have we had in the last decade that have been making decisions that's best for the black community? I'm just curious. Because ever since I've been listening to radio and podcasts and all this old shit, it's been the same argument. We don't get equity. We don't have inclusion. So you would rather have just the representation and not the real action. That's what it sounds like to me. Well, the perception of us being equal and us having the advantage, and that's more important to me. I don't care if nothing is really being done. I just want to make sure that we have the representation. See, that's ass backwards to me. That's called being stuck in neutral. That's called just, you know what I'm saying? That type of shit don't make sense to me. That's like pretending to be an entrepreneur, go get you some business cards made, and don't have the equipment to be able to do what your business card says your service provides. I cut lawns, but I don't own a lawnmower. I'm just walking around here saying I'm a business owner. That's the same breakdown. That's how I see shit like that. Oh, I'm a DJ. Here's my card, but I don't have no turntables. That's how it feels to me. But I'm glad this kind of happened. It needed to happen. And what's crazy is the NAACP is now coming down, turning their back on her and this and this and this and that. I'm wondering, did the NAACP help her get the position? I don't know. I'm not saying that to attack the NAACP. I'm just asking the question. Did they campaign for her? Did they give her campaign funds? Did they go out and talk to the community and put her in spot like that? Can somebody answer that for me? Yes or no? Or yeah, we did. No, we didn't. Because then it might make more sense, and I would feel different. Because if they did, then I could see how they would maybe feel like that was a backstabbing move. Because we helped you get there, sis. Now you're gonna turn around and do this old shit. You know the program. You know this is how it's supposed to go. Then I would probably have to agree with them, like, wow, that's a backdoor ass move. Because the money game kicks in. The money game kick in, and it turns into one of these situations. Now I gotta weigh if I'm hurt. I gotta weigh it. Do I need the black people vote? Or do the person that I'm putting in place, do they have enough campaign money, or do they have enough influence to be able to get me by and voted in again by the other folks? I gotta weigh this. This is a business decision. Personal ambition. I don't know who said this, but I heard this on Wyatt Live a long time ago. Somebody said, I'm glad y'all got everybody y'all want. I'm glad you got all the seats taken and put in place the way you want it. I'm glad you had that advantage. I'm glad you got an all Democratic and all this. I'm glad you got all that. But when it's time to make business moves, they're going to make business moves for themselves. It ain't going to be about the people. Damn, I don't remember who said that. But they were right. They were right. Let me go to the phone lines before I get out of here, because it's going to be a short show, and the reason being I'm going down to Blink with the family, with my wife. Let me go to the phone lines. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with? Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
You know this, twin, man. Stop playing.
I didn't know, twin. I got calls coming in, and I didn't know, bro. I would, when have I flexed on you? I didn't know it was you, bro. What's good?
Right.
I didn't, bro. I mean, what I'm a bullshit about that for?
Hey, you bullshit about coming on at 1 o'clock, so it is what it is.
You got me there, touche. All right, what's on your mind, bro? What's happening?
What you doing? Where you gonna be posted at tonight so I can pull up?
Boy, I'm not giving you my location, and especially you. I ain't giving you my location because you on everybody's little list, I believe. Now you on the hit list. I don't stand next to hitters, and I don't stand next to people that's about to get hit.
Man, you crazy as hell. I ain't never gonna get hit. Told you I watch out for a corner. What the hell I'm getting here for?
You better.
I'm not stay in my lane and mind my business.
Yeah, I am gonna go down there tonight.
You know, you just got haters out here for no damn reason. Why? These people used to be live to me, man. They come like some damn Fruit Loops now, man. You can't even joke with a person or don't engage with them or get along with the get along. They be mad for no reason. I don't know why, man. But why have you been been rocking with you since you started? When you started off and everything, when you first came out a couple of years ago, I'm like, man, this ain't no nothing and stuff. And I, veered away. And then about a month or two later, it was 2020, I got back on board. I'm like, but I never, engaged in the chat or anything. I just listen. Because I'm like, can you hear me, man?
I can hear you. It was coming in and out, but I can hear you.
My bad, I'll start my car. Like, dude, talking about something. And so some dude you got into it with in the chat one day said some bogus stuff. I'm like, if he just, read between the lines and, really without talking so much and just listen, you'll see where it's coming from. But dude just went off, and I remember that time he went off a couple of years ago for no damn reason without listening and everything. But, to each his own. But yeah, you said something about somebody put it in the chat and everything and about the local politicians and everything. Y'all got what y'all want, which they did and everything. But with this new lady, Mika, I mean she ain't new, but her new person she appointed, whatever, is for that seat. Maybe Affleck did, put a bug in her ear like, hey, I think you should do this, you do that. Who knows? But deep down in my soul, I think he did though. Talking about 11 hours deliberation. You think about it, man. You know, you already hit, man. You know what you go do.
Well,
He did
let
you
me
a
ask you
favor,
this. Let me ask you
huh?
this. Let me ask you this on that point. Outside of him being the money man and money manager for our campaign fund manager, so that's the money man for the mayor. Outside of that, what has he contributed, or where does he fit in the nucleus of being part of city council? I mean, what what background or what?
That's the whole question.
Well, then
What can you do for Brown like that UPS commercial say? What can you do for the Brown?
no. What I'm saying is, has he been one of those that's been in the circle of the?
I ain't never heard. He been in a circle. That circle over there. He been in a circle. He ain't been over here. He ain't been because people had a look. Oh, what the hell? What happened? They thought it was 911 again, 911 again.
Right. So my point is this: if she would have selected Wyatt, people would have been like, "Oh, hell no, yeah, we know him." You know what I'm saying? They would act. Some would act like they don't know.
No, I would not. Twin would.
No,
Twin like you picked a big mother nigga. No.
So what I'm saying to you is, even if it's somebody that's not running in those circles, like I don't run in those circles, but I'm kind of known for my opinions of what those circles do in the actions of city council and things of that nature. I could see if they would have a problem, like if she would have selected somebody like myself or you or I say that loosely, but I'm just
you say me. I know.
No, I'm saying somebody that the circle actually understands and knows.
Yeah.
This individual, from my understanding, is not really known to be a grassroots individual, like been in at the beginning and been known in like as a potential candidate or any of that. I think this was a surprise. I think he's in the circle of the people that can connect the dots of why it's making sense that other people had the influence of making this decision. Look, I'm not the smartest guy in the world. I was a C student, but I can obviously see the play here. All right. And I'm sure others see it too. To be honest with you, I think the same ones that see it are a little bit more angrier at the fact that they're losing leverage versus that it's a white guy. That's just my opinion. I think there's some people that's going to be mad. So now, like you got some city council people and some other people now flexing and trying to make it sound like they blacker than the other person. I don't like that type of shit. Now you're going to sit here and try to act like you black. Okay, what have you done the time you've been there that we can say that you really rocking with black folks other than saying, here's this and, like what have you put out there that make black people feel like you've actually done something for them other than lip service? Because let me tell you something, Twin. I'm going to say this out loud and I promise after this, I'm going to let you have the floor. I promise. You can talk. I was always under the impression not to trust someone that promised you something tomorrow that they had the power to do yesterday. Do you understand that? That's how I am as an individual. In business, in my personal life, I never trust somebody that promised me something that they can do for me. They'll do it for me tomorrow when they had the power to do it yesterday. And that's why I don't like politicians, because that's what they do, especially those that are in power. Those that have the ability to do something for you yesterday and they promising they'll do it for you tomorrow. I don't trust those type of people. Go ahead, Twin. The floor is yours, bro. You got a couple minutes. What's happening?
Yeah, that's true, Wyatt. Because I remember, I hate to say it, when I got out the joint and people knew my name and everything, what I did, I just wanted to test the waters again, get some money. And the same guys I looked out for, I couldn't get that return, Wyatt. But I was the same twin before I left to go to the joint, lay it down for a minute. That blessed you and your family. But I'll just go test your skilos and see would you go be a man of your word when I got out that you go hit a nigga. But I see you did. See, that's what I'm saying. They come in your community, man, or whatever so-called community, or they go on that platform or whatever. I can do this, I can do that. So as soon as them look, you'll give them a year or two. As soon as their year or two break, 2 years, 3 years, get close to a re-election. Hey, buddy, how you been doing, buddy? It's me again. Hey, I'm gonna build this gym. I'm gonna build that, and they build whatever fake punk build shit or whatever they want to do, saying they doing good. then next 4 years you go right back at it. Why did you vote for them? They ain't gonna do nothing for you. Just like people say, Trump and Harris and all that.
Well,
Trump and Harris them
hold on.
can't save you.
Let me say something. Let me say something about what you just said real fast. And I don't know. I don't want people to think I'm an ass kiss type dude, because y'all know I'm not. I say what I say, but I gotta give props what props is due. I understand what you're saying, twin. A lot of people understand. They try to act like you on some crazy shit, but they know what you're talking about. All right, but here's what let me rephrase what you're saying the way I take it. But I'm going to use a real life individual, and I'm going to use their name, and y'all can tag them and tell them I'm over here talking about them, but I think they might appreciate what I'm about to say. The one politician in the city of Cincinnati who I believe understands how it is to be relevant their entire term is Alicia Reese. She's the only one out of all of them that I've ever known who stay in your face day to day to day to day, week to week to week to week, month to month to month to month, and it's not just during an election time. I'm just being honest with you. I see her stuff. I see how she work. I see what she's doing. She wants you to know. Now, I used to think it was a little aggressive, but I understand that if you're going to be a real politician, the best politician to mold yourself after would be somebody like Alicia Reese, who, even if she's doing something that's her job, she lets you know that I'm engaged and I'm interaction with the people of Avondale, Clifton, Bond Hill, whatever area it is. She makes it clear, even outside of an election year. You see what I'm saying? So she'll go on radio. She'll go out on, she do a radio, she do podcast, she do stuff like that, even outside of an election year. Some people might not understand it, but I clearly understand why she does that. It's self-promotion, yes. But at the same time, if you want something from a politician, you should want something like that. And when she comes into her election year, she could say, she don't sound like she's not been around. She sounds like, well, I was on the radio last week. I was on the radio all last year. I was doing this. I was doing that. Y'all see me at this. I threw a skate party. I did this. I did that. We did the clothing drive. We did this. We did the 513. I might not agree with all the things, but when it's time to vote for someone, her name is not just a pop-up name. It's a name that's in the community, and it keeps going. I mean, it's the truth.
That is true. Why? Because look, when they had them TV working and all that, she stood up. How you ain't got no TV working? This your money making project that come here that go bring them revenue every year for y'all Cincinnati. You better get a remote control or box TV or something on there.
Right. Well, see, now I gotta say something about that, okay? Because a lot of people might think that I was on some ass kiss shit, but I really wasn't. Now I'm gonna give it a double-edged. It's a double-edged sword. What I'm saying. See, I thought that was a little bit like way too far out of being like selective outrage and bitching about something that you don't really have all the information about. Because when Garth Brooks came in town, they didn't have TVs for that either. So it's not fair to sit back and bitch about something and blame it on, well, they not giving the black people TVs and they paying all this money. It ain't black people per se. Or when you say things like they charging all this money for black people for hotel rooms when the jazz festival come in. Well, they paid that much money when the girl came in here, that singing girl. What's her name? Taylor Swift.
No, they did.
Yes, they did.
No, they didn't, Wyatt.
Wait, what?
No, they did.
What?
No, they did. They didn't pay them high tickets at all. Wyatt, I worked at the hotel. Them damn tickets for that jazz fest was out the ass. Come on, Wyatt. I can vouch for that.
You can vouch
I worked at the hotel, Wyatt. Stop it now. Stop it.
Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. What did I say that was wrong? You tell me real fast. What did I say was wrong?
Did you say her tickets them tickets was high? I mean, the Swifty ticket was higher than the jazz fest?
I didn't say the tickets. I was talking about the hotels.
The hotel room was higher than
yes.
the jazz fest.
Yes.
No, that's wrong.
Okay. How do you know that?
I worked at the hotel.
When was this?
Because I told my sister, I say, sister, run this report for me. How much that room and stuff? Oh, they charge two something.
You did all that. You did all that when Taylor Swift was here.
Yes, I did it, man.
Okay.
I was working at the hotel.
So now let me ask you something.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about the mayor of Cincinnati coming on Black radio saying that they did a study? Even Alicia Reese did that. They had a study.
That's bullshit.
No, I don't think so, because those folks would be raising hell right now if that would be a lawsuit. That they would
I
have.
don't care what lawsuit. Wait, I did it, man. I asked my son. She was the manager. I said, Tasha, hey, do me a favor. How much these rooms going for? And then how much them going for? I said, why is so high for the Jazz Fest and her shit low? I don't know. I
Okay.
guess they want more money.
Well, twin,
That's what my sister.
unfortunately, I'm gonna have to agree to disagree with you on that. And it's not because I think I know. I heard for myself that there was a study done, a breakdown.
Man,
What?
I don't believe that shit.
Okay, well,
I don't
and
believe.
that's fine.
Because
And you know what?
I asked my sister.
Hold on.
Them prices was high as hell for that Jazz Fest.
Yes, they
you
were.
Couldn't get you had to go far out. But Taylor Swift, them rooms was cheap, man.
Okay. All right.
Them rooms was cheap. And I'm over there about what's called True Hills out there by Monroe. Next to the what's that casino? What they call it? Miami Casino?
Yeah, Miami Valley.
Miami Valley.
Yep.
Down the street, right there I can walk. And I asked my son, I say, do me a favor. Check these Jazz Fest and check the room on this. I said, why is this higher than this? They a damn lie about that one. Now I had to do a study on that. I want to see the prices on these rooms.
You did your study on that one.
Yeah, man. Yeah, her shit was low. Then the Jazz Fest. That's a damn lie. They get on here and pump fake, man. I did it for myself. Cause I want to know, man. Cause people saying how these tickets be $300-400 for a room and all that. I don't mean to say ticket, but a hotel fare and everything. And I want to see. And then I'm like, damn, why they charging the blocks on this and all that? Cause I want to see for myself.
Okay.
And everything says they really telling, man, they be lying, man. I don't care where they report come from. That's a damn lie.
Okay.
Shit.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
man. I want you, hey, Wyatt. Before you go, man. Hey, you talked about I don't know. I think you said you go pick on if you got time from yesterday. I think you was going off about that young lady about her kids. You remember that mom at the parent teacher conference?
Oh yeah. I could. Yeah.
You said you was gonna pick up on before you leave.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
Yeah. I'll talk about it a
You
little
got
bit.
time. You got time and stuff. You got time. E-man ain't coming on, bro.
Yeah.
You got time. You got plenty of time, Craig.
Well, no, I'm going to Blink tonight, so I think
man, ain't no about 8 o'clock, man. You got time, man.
Okay, E, are you on today? I think he's in the
he
chat.
Coming on. I was just playing.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to be out of here about 3:15 today.
All right, then. Hey, man, you have a good week.
But you know what?
I gotta.
You know what I'm gonna do? You did research.
Yeah, man, because somebody thinking where was talking about it, and I think you probably bought it up. And then I said, and I told my sister, I said, do me a favor, do the ticket price on them, hotel price on. That shit was lower than theirs, man. That shit was lower than the Jazz Fest.
Well, let me just say this to you. Let me just say this to you. There was also, I know some guys who bring in people from Chicago. Chicago come in hard. They come in strong to
man, Chicago on that Jazz Fest, them in Detroit.
Oh yeah, and they bring all them Gators in, all them Gators and all that Stacey Adams shit come in that weekend. Hold on. But that being said, I know guys that do bus. You know, they bus people in and they do packages. So let's keep in mind that people are making money off of that transfer as well. Like for instance, a lot of people, some people, not a lot, but a few people, they book their seats and they book their tickets and their hotel rooms and their, the tickets to the jazz festival. They book it through their guy in Chicago or Detroit, or the guys that I know are in Cincinnati who bring them in from those areas. And a
lot of bookies from here do it, Wyatt. A lot of it is, I mean,
Lim
people
Jenkins. Lim Jenkins is one of the big ones because he brings people in all the time. Those guys get paid too. So a lot of those hotel fees and the things that you see, some of those be third-party pinches. And not to mention, when you order something online, if you're not ordering it directly from the hotel themselves and you going through booking.com, they get paid too. So sometimes they block rooms. They could block a whole floor of rooms. Booking.com will block rooms. Okay. And if they paid $300 a night for it, but now they about to charge you $450 for it. That's what happens. It's not always the hotels it's not always the hotels that do that, because you got to look at evolution. Look at all of these businesses that have made money off the internet. there's so many different things you can do these days, and booking.com and travel.com and all those play a part in how your economics run in your city. And then everybody want to turn around and say it's the hotels. No, those places don't always make a bunch of money because they book rooms when shit is not happening as well, and they take L's on those rooms. But everybody loves to see the finish line, and they love to see the glory, but they never see the sweat, tears, and the blood that's put into that investment. They don't see the losses. Everybody see the gains. So
I'm gonna be that third party. Well, did you book it from the third party? Well, yeah. My sister ran into it, even though I did the keyboard sometimes. I'm like, I don't see
did you say your study came from your sister? You called your sister?
Shit. Damn, fucking police.
Run! Don't run. Don't run. Just cooperate.
I had said, see how like what's this called? See how much that Taylor Swift. See how much. Why they charging the black folks like this?
Yeah, it probably wasn't no black people in that damn Taylor Swift concert. You know, the black people don't like her. So yeah, they people at the Taylor Swift concert. I know my niece. I'm just playing. I'm just kidding, bro. I'm just good. My goodness, I missed it. AP was good, bro. Bros? Yes, bro. I thought I said something.
Well, Kamala Harris let him back in and set him back. He was an immigrant. Where he go? He been MIA for a long time.
Yeah, bro.
No, man. You know how they gotta mess with people stuff. Yeah. So I had to hold you up, man.
All right, brother. I appreciate you chiming in and engaging. Man. You too, bro. His researching ass. Twin ain't did. He made one phone call to the hood. This motherfucker called. He called his girl over on Craft Street up in Winton Terrace, talking about how much. Call up there and see how much them rooms cost. See what they talking about. Ain't done no damn research, bro. The whole city. Look, man, the official people. I heard Aftab Purvalt, the mayor of Cincinnati, say it out his mouth. And he said, no, we've done studies. And our studies show that the money is about the same on the room rates when big concerts and stuff like that come in. And we don't see any discrepancies in our studies. So, and then I heard, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think, look, can you imagine them finding something like that in the city of Cincinnati and you have people on deck like Alicia Reese and them? Now, you really think Alicia Reese gonna let some shit like that slide? And they don't have TVs? Like, they don't have TVs, and she bitching hard about that. But now they gonna price gouge us. They gonna price gouge us over hotel rooms, and she ain't gonna say nothing about that. Nah, that's just don't strike me as that. Shit, if they serving strawberries at the hotel, and they giving black people 4 strawberries and they giving white people 5 strawberries, Alicia Reese about to get on their ass about that. You giving them 5 strawberries, and we getting 4. We've done the study, and it's proven. Just being honest. Don't act like she won't. Maybe that was a bad analogy. I'm not trying to say she's petty. I'm just saying she be on her dots. She crosses her T's and dots her I's. That's all I'm saying. That all being said, man. What? Oh, I think I got another phone call that came in. Let me just make sure. Let me make sure. Hold on. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, Wyatt. My name's Hank.
Oh, snap. I didn't mean to hang up. I was trying to. Oh, snap. Hold on. Call right back, bro. Call right back. What I was doing is I was hitting the button to put somebody else on hold. Yeah, there it is. I hung up on him. Sorry about that, caller. You still there?
Yeah, how you doing?
My
This is
bad.
Han.
Hey, listen, a call was coming in, and I was trying to transfer them to the hold, and I hit the hang up. I clicked you out on accident. My apologies. What's up? What'd you say your name was?
Hands.
Hands?
Hands.
All right, Hands. What's good?
Yeah, they call me Hands because your listeners count on me. But listen, I heard that little shit you was talking about earlier
About what?
at the beginning of the show, talking about
This will be good.
you know, that little fabricated, embellished story of that white man, you know, that hobo that you was ready to take out, according to your
That's right.
version of the
That's
story.
right. You didn't like the fact that happened. That's okay, but go ahead, bro. You really okay? Go ahead.
No, you embellished the story. That white man asked you for directions, and you swole up on it.
Fame, bro, you too much, man. Stop. But I appreciate you, and I love the fact that, bro, I needed that. But shit, I'm sorry, y'all. Go ahead, Fame. Go ahead, man. My bad. Go ahead.
You
He
know,
asked me for directions, and I just went off, right? Okay.
Yeah, you know, you know, you got all huffy with him and swole up on him and shit, and then, you know, shit went left from there. Then you like, you know, started like swelling up on him like real bad. Like, but
okay,
we all like to be a superhero in our own movies. I understand.
that's what I was doing. I was writing a script.
However, I want to rip a certain caller a new asshole for mentioning. I'm gonna spare him today. I'm gonna spare him today because a certain basketball player just did the dumbest shit he could have ever done. If you ask me.
I'm glad you brought that up. That up. I agree with you. I already know where you're going, and I agree with you. I don't know what your take is. Let me rewind it. I don't agree with you yet, but I understand where you're coming from because you might say it in a whole different. Your feelings about what we're talking about LeBron James. Your feelings about LeBron James might be different than mine at this point. I don't think we both agree. Neither one of us agree with what he said or what he did, but I don't know if I feel the same way that you feel. But go ahead. Let me hear. Tell us what's up.
Well, I'm devastated. Years I've said that this man is either not human and a cyborg, or he's a plant because he's never done anything wrong. So, and
LeBron James is a good guy. That's why. Come on, Fame. You got to get a young man some credit. LeBron James is a good guy. That's why he doesn't get much blowback. And I don't agree with the things that he does, but he's such a good guy, and you know, and he does things the right way. He might make some bad PR moves, but he's not like some, you know, thugged out guy out here. You know, he's not that guy, and he's a family man. You see what I'm saying? But I think he gets used.
You're 100% right. That's what I was going to say. You know, he comes up from his drug-addicted mother, but somehow went the genetics lottery, and is the most impressive physical specimen we've ever seen.
I
and still among the best at 40 years old.
I agree.
Well past his prime, and his mother, go out sleeping with his teammates during games and whatnot, and
well, that's allegations.
And everything.
We don't know.
The only thing he's ever done bad, the only thing LeBron's ever done bad was he changed his employer on national TV when he said he was going to the Heat.
Yeah, that was a bad PR move.
All he did was change jobs. It was a bad PR move, but that wasn't even really, it's just a guy who left, a guy who finally decided to leave his home city.
Okay.
And now this drug lord, this drug baron who got a wake of murder and community destruction, he wants to welcome him home. Like it's nothing. Like, hey, welcome home, Big Meech, blah, blah, blah. I don't think LeBron realizes playing in people's face like this. Y'all are pissed off as Jay-Z next. LeBron might be next.
Well, I don't think that's the same thing.
These people did the powers that be don't like you playing in their face. And that's all this guy has done is playing people's face. He flaunted his power as a player, you know, getting people traded, getting his son drafted.
I don't see
That type of
anything
shit.
wrong with that.
You know, he wait a minute, hold on. Let's talk about all the shit he's done. You know, he spoke out against cops.
Yeah. Now,
You know,
when you get into the politics,
became very political.
Yeah, yeah.
At one point, you know, and that's what the culture chose him. That's one of the reasons the culture chooses him over Jordan, or some factions of the culture, I should say.
Okay.
Chooses him as the GOAT over Jordan because he's political and speaks of, you know, Jordan, you know, what's his famous quote? Republicans buy speakers too.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And this is just some more culture shit. You know, let me show the culture I'm down, blah, blah, blah. I'm still LeBron, you know. I guess he doesn't realize Big Meech probably sold the drugs that your mom got addicted to.
True. Wow. Now that's bars.
Let's not be a dickhead about it, LeBron.
Now that's bars.
Think about what you're saying. You didn't have to say that.
Now that's bars.
Publicly.
I give you that. Them bars right there. You finally put a hit out.
Well,
all the motherfucking demo tapes you didn't put out of this trash you've been talking all this time. You finally said a number one. You finally didn't say some shit that I could put on the mantle.
I told you, I'm Nas out here. I'm Kumo D.
You Nas
I'm
today.
LL.
You Nas today.
I'm KRS.
I don't know.
I'm
KRS.
I'm Jadakiss.
Don't get carried
you know, I'm
away.
him. A lot of these other callers ain't nothing but Luther Campbell and Akinelli. They just obscene and loud, just for the sake of being obscene and loud. Hey, Rothstein trying to reach the people. That's why they call me hands. The people count on me to bring this to them. Do you understand me?
I hear you, brother. I hear you. See, this is why you can't compliment everybody, because they get too damn carried away and shit. I gave you a Grammy and shit, motherfucker, for one single you just put out. You ain't dropped no albums in 2 years over here. Take the one I just gave you, bro, and ride with that one and just keep repeating it like Ice Ice Baby, the white boy on Vanilla Ice.
I'm feeling like Little Richard. Y'all ain't gave me nothing before. Don't try it now.
Well, okay, then I take my compliment back. I'm gonna remix it. But you're absolutely right, Fame. Let's just keep it 100. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
I think it's absolutely wrong. What we're talking about, for those that may not know, because there's some people that actually know exactly what we're talking about, and then there's some that's like trying to catch up. They don't know because they don't really follow it like this. But basically, what happened is Big Meech is a big drug lord who was based out of Detroit, who moved from Detroit down to Atlanta. Some of y'all know the show BMF. We've glorified these characters. We've glorified drug dealers. We've glorified this lifestyle that has destroyed our culture. It's become a normal. This dysfunction has become a normal in our culture. So we glorify it. Now you got famous people, billionaires. Hey, Fame, can I tell you a secret real fast, just you and I?
Absolutely.
The reason why I've never had Rick Ross on my show, and I could call him, is because I don't want to glorify what put him in jail. It don't feel good to me to be able to say I know a drug lord that's done 30 years in jail, and now he out here and he's doing this and he's doing that. That don't make me feel good, and it don't make me feel special. All right, but I'm just being honest with you. I knew him from Cincinnati back in the day, and I knew him when he got out of jail. And I've always wanted to have this story to tell, but I never wanted to tell the truth. So I just won't have the story, because I know a lot of ladies and a lot of men that got addicted to those drugs that was coming through Cincinnati, and more than likely he was responsible for it. That's why I called your statement a bar, because LeBron James is now going on Twitter and all these social media groups talking about some welcome home, Meech, welcome home, Big Meech, when in fact, what you just said, Meech probably had a lot to do with LeBron James's mom, the drugs she was taking. You see what I'm saying? So look, exactly. I think it's a bad PR move from LeBron James. He's a grown ass man, but I think the culture has invaded his mind as well. This is another one of them I'm down ass moves, when in fact you're too old to be down. You know what I mean? You're too old to be down. You're too old to be acting like you part of that life and all that old shit, or you recognize that life. Because and him saying welcome home, Big Meech, a lot of people may not see that as being as like a problem like how we see it. But LeBron James is selling $200 sneakers out here to a community that's watching him and listening to him, and he's justifying certain things. And that is the problem that we find in our community, is our leadership is whack. When you have leadership, is super whack. It's been whack since Tupac. Okay, and when them ladies it took a black woman to go against what Tupac was saying and what NWA and them was saying, and no black men came to her support. Do you understand what I'm saying? They wanted to stop all that bitches and hoes and all that old shit, and no black men stepped up. None of us was on her side. It's not really our generation because we was part of the shut up, we can do what we want to do. But the older black men back then wasn't on that lady's side, and if they were, they wasn't in front of the cameras. You see what I'm saying? So
Right.
It's been atrocious since then, and it's only gotten worse. And here we are. Here is the repercussions of not stepping up and being the true leaders. And now our leaders are people that welcome the dysfunction because they were raised in the dysfunction, and the dysfunction now has become normal. And it sound regular. It sound like we going too far with it, but we're not. The truth is the truth.
No, you're 100% right. And for the sake of brevity, I'll end with this. Even though I would vote for Kamala if I were to vote, but I'm not because I don't feel like that in the presidential election my vote counts. We've been told that twice now in my lifetime. Third time's the charm. I'm done. It's just like there's no need for me to do it. However, I will say this. What Mika Owens has done ain't on some level a microcosm of what the black male that's voting for Trump is expecting Kamala to do. Just kind of shit on black men once, and erase us as soon as you can.
Well,
because there's no reason for that Mika Owens to not replace. I don't care whatever her dumbass reason was. There was no reason for her not to replace that with a black male, or at least somebody who actually ran. Okay. And not just some rando.
Okay, look, man, I don't have a dog in the fight, but I don't have a problem talking about it a little bit, Fame. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not necessarily mad at her. And the only reason why I'm not mad at her is because I don't see any black business being done out of the black leverage that they have. That's just me. Maybe I'm just too far removed, or I'm distanced from it. If it was a situation where it was, let's just say, for instance, this Mr. Harris who left the position being a black man, right? If he would have left the position and left it up for a white man to make the decision, and the white man would have chose a white man, then now we might have had a different conversation. But right now we're talking about a black person who made the decision, and what they're saying is, and I don't know, exactly how she feels or what she said, because I didn't see the show of her explaining her decision. But I think, I'm paraphrasing, she is saying that she wants somebody who's going to make the best decision for the community. And black folks are saying, how could he make the best decision for the community? Even I said it. How could he make the best decision for the community when he's not part of that community? And I would have to question anybody who makes that statement. Like, what has the people that's sitting there now done for the community that they saying that they look out for?
Agreed.
So when the NAACP comes out, wait a minute, Fang, hold on. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. But when the NAACP comes out and has this selective outrage about this decision this lady made, where were they when they weren't included in the $1.6 billion? I didn't see this much energy when they weren't included in the 1.6 acquisition of the railroad sale. Where were they? I mean, why weren't they hustling up the black people? Where were the black city council members and NAACP? Why didn't they come out and say, hey, we need to be included in this? Because they want to get mad when it's convenient and it looks right, or when somebody can get some shine. That's just my opinion. And when they know they out of distance of control, what that means is this: when they know they can't make a difference and they know they have no power, they don't challenge. But when they know they can squeeze in, see, Tamika Owens, what's her name? Is it Tamika Owens? Mika Owens. She's a soft target for them. And what have I been saying here for 4 years? They have no problem attacking a soft target. And right now she's a soft target, whether we agree with it or not. It's easy to sit back and talk bad about that lady for the decision she made. And some of the people might have a legitimate beef because they were grassroots. They fought. But right now, what I see is she's an easy target. They could say what they want to say and be pro-black and all that old shit. But my thing is, what are you working on?
But she put herself in the crosshairs.
What you mean? Elaborate.
I mean, by making this choice, whether she was, given that privilege or right, by a former council member or not, you made the choice. You should know some scrutiny was coming, regardless of who it was, and the fact that you chose just a rando, makes everybody wonder like what she got coming down the pipe. Is she on some other shit like old girl that got went to the joint was on?
But wait a minute.
Like what you on?
But wait a minute. How many of them do you see in the communities, bro? I don't care what color they are.
I mean,
how you gonna say the white boy ain't gonna do nothing no more than the black? I mean, the white boy, excuse me. I know that sound bad. The white guy, excuse me. I forgot we were on the phone and we on the cameras and shit. I forgot. But how do you know that this white guy won't do something that's best for the interest, what's best for the community, the black community? First of all, we got to dig.
Because he was chosen by a black woman. Because he was chosen by a black woman.
Oh, wait a minute. I don't understand that. You got to help me with that.
You know damn well what I mean.
Nah.
Who else is that left for the black community?
I don't know what you mean. You got to help me with that one.
You know damn well what I mean.
No, I don't.
Listen, I gotta go. Listen, I really gotta go. I gotta get up 71 here.
Okay.
I got one of those 5 o'clock Friday night football games. Like, damn, y'all killing the experience.
You doing high school tonight?
Yeah.
Okay.
I ain't gonna tell y'all where I'm at, but yeah, it's 5 o'clock, and it's like that is not Friday night football. You're robbing the kids of experience of an experience of a very important high school experience with all this community violence that's pushing games to Saturday mornings and Friday late afternoon.
So
but
you're
I
not
digress.
Okay, are you really doing a game tonight? I'm just curious.
Yeah. I'm about to. I gotta get up.
Well, we know it ain't a CPS game.
Yeah, exactly.
I shouldn't laugh at that.
It's been real. I had fun. The other day was a full moon. I'm still recovering, still a little tired from all the pillaging and rampaging I did that night. But I'll talk to y'all Monday. Until then, be well.
All right. All right, Fame. Appreciate you, bro, engaging with us. Phone line is open, 513-310-0546. We're going to get out of here about 3:15. Had a little rocky road of starting today. Had some technical difficulties. But yeah, Fame brought up something, the LeBron James thing. We talked about a lot, but the LeBron James thing, I don't agree with. But he didn't say anything. He didn't say, Big Meech, can't wait to get with you, bro, and all that old stuff. But when you send out something like welcome home, Big Meech, and stuff like that, it could be construed as him having ties with him, and it's just not a good look. Big Meech has not done anything that we should be bragging about. Okay, I'm just being honest with you. And if he was on the phone line, which he would never be because I'm not gonna have that on my platform, but I would say it to his face. I don't think he would be on some beat me up type shit or attempt to beat me up and all that old shit. I think it's a reasonable approach. I think it's a reasonable approach. I think that we have to stop normalizing dysfunction and glorifying bad behavior and glorifying people that just have been horrible for the community. And when you have a product out here that's deterring kids from going to school and they want to be like you, and that you is destructive to the community, how does that help the community? How does that help your people? I don't care how much money you make. I mean, you don't hear anything about these large corporate. I mean, listen, bro. I know Big Meech did some things. I know the story. I know what's up. I know Meech put some money in the industry. He put some money in the music industry, and a lot of guys was getting on because of some of the money that he was flooding into the music industry, and they became stars. I get it. But some of those people, to be honest with you, I know this ain't gonna go over too well, but some of those same people are just branches of the bullshit. Yeah, they're continuous, and they are a continuance of the dysfunction by the music and the brand that they carry. So you can't say because he made somebody rich, that's like having one big devil with 12 lieutenant devils up under him. You good? The 12 are good, but they're killing. Each 12 got 100, and that 100 might have maybe 3 or 4 people with. Each one of them might have 3, 4. Now you got a multiple. It's just a horrible business. It's just a horrible business. The music industry is just a horrible business. And now you got people who trying to scratch and scrape and do whatever they got to do to get close to these folks and get on with these folks. Meanwhile, the community is crumbling. Motivation to go to school is down. A new way to get a Bentley and these Jags and all this old stuff, a new way has been developed. It's a bad way, but it's there. And education has not become a priority. You're not producing doctors and lawyers and school teachers. You're not doing that. That shit ain't cool. So it's a destructive lifestyle, and I can't say welcome home. You'll never see me say welcome home, Big Meech. Fuck that. That's just me. You know, you killed too many. He may not have killed someone. He may not have put a gun to somebody's head. He may not have put a crack pipe in somebody's mouth. But when you provide the service, the product, you're just as guilty. So I can't. You don't hear me promoting the BMF movie. You've heard me talk about like, okay, this is, something like that. It reminds me of the 90s and shit like that. But I ain't never going to glorify. I can't. I was a product of it. And I just think it's a self-destructing and a community destructive lifestyle. I can't ride with it. It goes against everything that I'm about as a grown man. And here's the thing. We all make mistakes. We all make mistakes. And you know, including myself, we all make mistakes. And we start out wrong sometimes. But I think we all get an opportunity to come correct. You understand? Like we all get an opportunity to come correct. I don't care if you've been to the penitentiary. You ain't there forever. Most people don't go to jail for life. Okay? Most people aren't in jail for life. The average sentence is 24 months. It's somewhere like that. The average state sentence throughout the country is 24 months. So you got time to get your shit together. I want to say something about this. I never thought I'd had this conversation, but I want to bring this up. I was thinking about it yesterday. And I know I shouldn't say somebody, but some people will take what I'm about to say and incorporate other aspects of the argument and bring it, and it'll be on point, but off point. You know what I'm saying? They'll bring it in. But I think Black folks need to be a little bit more cautious on how we allow certain things to get past us and not say anything about it. I don't know why you're protecting this. I don't know why you're protecting this situation with these immigrants. I get it. If you're part of a party and you don't want to be flexed on, I get it. But here's what I have a problem with. It's been proven that almost 14,000, it's 13,992 immigrants are in this country that have felony, attempted murder, serious crimes that you and I, as Black people, would have a problem with living in this country and getting the things that they're getting, the services that they're being provided. That's just 14,000. I don't know why y'all don't think that's an issue. For people that argue and buff and for years, for decades, we have been talking about how second chance programs and Black folks being held back because we got criminal records and this and that. And you allow Venezuela to drop their criminals in the United States of America, and America is giving them second chances, our first time chances. Let me ask you something. I don't want to be like rude, but this is me. This is Wyatt Live. This is what we do here. I got a question to ask everybody. We grew up in the projects. Not everybody here understands what I'm about to say. That's not bad. I'm just saying, if you grew up in the projects, you have a felon on your lease. How many felons are here right now in this country getting taxpayer dollars and they have felonies on their records somewhere else? They done murdered somebody. They got felony records. They should be in jail in their own country. We can't get those benefits that they're giving these immigrants. Now, you can sit back and say we're uncompassionate about these immigrants. I look at it a little bit different. I say that the United States of America is treating immigrants better than black people, because when black people catch felonies, it's all hell to get past those felony counts. It's all hell. You can't get on Cincinnati Metropolitan Housing. You can't even be on a lease. You can't get WIC. You got black girls that's catching felony theft charges and they lose all their benefits. But then you're going to let some immigrants come in here. And I know y'all don't believe it's happening. Y'all don't believe this shit is happening, but it is. And I know it's easy to say that we're uncompassionate, but where's the compassion for your own people? When you sit back and watch them get housing, that I'm wondering where's the explanation on that? But see, when you get caught up in talking about rats and dogs and cats and eating all that old shit, it becomes wreck for y'all. It becomes wreck. But the truth of the matter is you're being finessed. Yeah, it takes somebody stupid like Trump to make a dumbass comment and y'all ride the wave on that. And they know that you'd rather be entertained than educated. So they keep the entertainment aspect of it out there for you to dangle. It's easy. It's low-hanging fruit. But the truth of the matter is it's happening. And Chicago is going through it right now. Boston is going through it right now. Cities that you're not connected to. I told y'all the other day that I was going to say something about small world versus big world and how we were raised. And people say things like, oh, it's a small world. It's a small world. No, it's not. The world is bigger than anything that I know of. Now, I ain't going to get all technical. It's not bigger than the universe. But it's the only thing that I know. The world is something that I'm in. And I've been a part of this world in so many different places, from country to country, state to state, city to city. So I realize how big this world truly is. Some of us don't, because some of us ain't been nowhere. But what we know and what we've been taught, what we might see on YouTube, what we might see somewhere else. Truth of the matter is, 30-second story for you. And then I'm going to go to the phone line. Check this out. Growing up, I had a favorite ball player, basketball player. Mama Birch might know this name. Icehead. Icehead was his name. His real name is Darren. But I didn't know him as Darren. Icehead was my favorite basketball player growing up. I don't know why. He was the slickest dude. He never said anything. He was a playground player, though. He was a playground guy. He could shoot with both hands. He could dribble behind his back. He could do all this little slick shit, and he didn't fight, argue, confront. He didn't do any of that. He was my favorite guy growing up. Like, I used to watch him and wanted to play ball with him, but they were older than me. They were like Birch's age, Mama Birch. They were like, Jimmy age. They were Jimmy age. And he would never play on a team. He didn't, you know what I'm saying? He played with like Porter, then he went to Taft, but he would never come to the boys club and play. He was my favorite guy. And let me tell you this little thing. This is how I'm telling you, this is how I describe small world, big world. I was always taught that the world was so small that you don't know who you're going to meet and where you're going to see them again. I moved to Europe. Hadn't seen Icehead in 20 years. Hadn't seen him in 20 years. I go to a gym that it was an American gym. I had to catch the train from where I live. I lived in Hanau. I had to ride the train to Frankfurt. I rode this 45-minute-hour train ride to Frankfurt, got to Frankfurt, and who did I see in the gym when I walked in? Had my shoes across my chest just like I got this towel, and I was going in to play basketball. Who did I see in that gym? Icehead. Hadn't seen this man, this dude in 20 years, 25 years. Icehead is in that gym playing ball. We played, had a good time. He seen me, I seen him. Now I'm little Randy. I'm little Randy to him. I go all the way home and I tell my mother, I said, Mom, you ain't gonna believe this. I seen Icehead. She don't even know who Icehead is. She said, Rand, it's a small world. I always told you it's a small world. I said, no, Mom, it's not really a small world. because all the things I've done here in Europe I've never seen it before. I've never been part of it before. I've learned so much here. What I learned is the world is only as small as you make it. The world is as small as you make it. If I would have never went to the gym, see, that was an element. That's what Icehead know is the gym. That's what I know is the gym. But I would have never seen him at the somewhere in Europe doing some of the things that we do, that I used to do. I would have never seen him at the Mercedes-Benz manufacturing plant. That ain't what he do. When you surround yourself with like-minded individuals, that's the world you live in. When you open your mind up and go do different things, the world becomes so much bigger. The moral to the story is this world is as big as you want to learn. As much as you open yourself up to see things, you'll find out that the things that we've been taught are not always the world we really live in. Let me go to the phone lines. Thanks for holding, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
It's Friday. I ain't got no job. Oh, that's right. I'm retired. What up, Wyatt?
What's going on, Drop? It is Friday. What's happening, brother?
Hey, man, I thought you was going to leave me hanging.
No.
But I got 5 minutes, right?
Yeah, I'm here till about 3:15, 3:20. Emmanuel
Okay.
Livingston is going on today. You make sure you guys check him out after this show. He said he'll be in at like 3:30.
All right. So I've been listening for a while. Shout out to Twin. Shout out to Fame Rothstein, Betting Public Sports Show. And what y'all was talking about since I've been listening about the last hour. And I just want to say, Wyatt, because, you know, I'm an old Negro, 64 years old, born in 1960.
Woo, shit.
And just listening to the things you were talking about with Twin and Fame, like I always say, Wyatt, you know your shit, but you don't put certain things out there unless you're provoked. Unlike some people, they brag about, I know this, I've been here, I did that. You bring it when it's necessary. And when you school Twin on how them event prices work, I'm like, see, that's why I mess with Wyatt. That's why I don't need to call his show like other shows, because we are like-minded. But when you was talking about that with Twin and the hotels, I'm thinking, was it an Al Heyman production, Wyatt?
No, not necessarily, but I get the point. I get your point.
Okay, all right. And then with Fame and King James, LeBron James, and Meech getting an early release, all I got to say, Wyatt, I agree with Fame, I agree with you. But what I'm saying, Wyatt, a lot of times Black people have a tendency to separate themselves from American history because it's the American way to partake in criminal activity because of your economic situation. And who Black people, poor people, they're exploited by the rich, the politicians, you know, the corporations. We're always exploited. So when you have a young Black man, brown man, or someone raised in poverty, they will justify their illegal activity, regardless of who it hurts in the long run, because they've seen it done to them.
I agree with that.
So again, the way I see it, by agreeing with you and with Fame, is Meech, he paid his debt to society, Wyatt. It's a lot of people that have done worse than him who have done the same. And we just have to see what Big Meech does with the things that he had to contemplate while serving. What did he do? 15, 20 years, Wyatt?
Oh, it's been longer than that. I would say 20 plus. Okay,
20 plus. So,
but no, but you got to. Can I say something about that, bro? In the part, because I'll forget. You know, we getting older. When you use that justification of doing what you have to do, Meech and his brothers didn't have to be drug dealers, bro. They were
I
family
know the story.
oriented.
Why you don't have to ask? I'm from Detroit.
I know, but I'm just
my
then you should
nephew's
know.
father was all caught up into that. He did 35 years. So you don't have to educate me, but I didn't mean to cut you
Well,
off.
it wasn't necessarily to educate you. I'm just trying to say that Meech and his brothers came from a pretty good family. And to try to justify that they were doing what they were doing because his mom was working at, his dad was working at the car plant and his mom was working at Wendy's. They were not making a whole lot of money, but they were taught morals and respect. They chose to do what they did, what they were doing. So they didn't have to choose that lifestyle. They weren't forced into that lifestyle. That was a choice.
Yes, but the drug dealers at that level, Wyatt, they heard politicians, and one in particular was Maxine Waters from Los Angeles. When all that stuff was happening, Wyatt, and what you just said was brought up to hold these people accountable for what they did to the community, a politician, a community leader said, oh, it was the white man who brought the drugs in so they could sell. So even she was justifying it. So black people have always heard this. That's all I'm saying. And like you said earlier, it's changing, Wyatt. It's changing. And here's my last thing. Wyatt, are you ready for Donald Trump to become the 47th president?
Yeah,
Are you prepared?
I bought a one-way ticket out of the United States of America scheduled to mid-January 2025 because I don't want a dictator. I don't want somebody I don't want somebody that's going to be a dictator. I don't want somebody.
But just like Fame said, see, that's what Fame made it clear how people always say, oh, your vote counts. Oh, you got to have, you got to vote to have a blah, 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 blah. Hey, he clearly stated it. In America, it's rare to have the level of voting that happened in 1980. I mean, in 2020.
Okay.
I guarantee you those numbers will not be duplicated in 18 days. So all I'm saying is, Wyatt, bro, when the Democrats lose, and you know, me and you on the same page on this, the blame is going to go to guess who?
I could think of a couple different people. I don't know.
Okay, but it starts with B. Black people, black voters.
No, it's going to be black men.
Black Republicans.
No, it's going to be black men. Black men.
Exactly.
Did you hear what Stephen A. Smith said?
Oh, bro, I've been loving this, Wyatt. It's everywhere. And again, like I've been saying, it's because of people like you on social media, Wyatt. People are starting to see through the bullshit.
Well, I mean, people are going to,
Wyatt, let me just say this before I go.
Go ahead.
Because see, I know how to hit the clock on the head.
We got time. I got time.
Okay.
Emmanuel's coming on at 3:30.
I've been following about 3 or 4 black conservative brothers who are on top of this political thing. Okay. Exposing the hypocrisy, exposing the pandering.
Name one.
All that stuff that's been going on for the last 3 months since the Democrat Party anointed Kamala Harris without getting a single vote in the Democrat primaries in 2024.
They have an answer for that too, but go ahead.
Okay, so again, this election is going to be blamed on the black voter. Whether that voter did not vote Democrat, whether they stayed at home, we're going to get black Democrats will get the blame because Black Not Democrat and Blacks for Trump is a movement in 2024. Drop Squad 52, dropping science to anyone who wants to catch it. Peace out, y'all. Be safe in them streets, Wyatt.
You too, brother. Thanks for engaging with us. That's Drop Squad 52 out of California. I understand where he's coming from, but I've said it on the show openly, whether people like it, agree with it or not. If Kamala Harris loses this race, it's not written in stone, but I can already imagine it's going to be black men's fault. I already can hear it. And I already know the ringleaders in this shit. I already know who's going to put it out there like that. I already know what they're going to say. And, you got to understand there's a lot of professional black men in this country. There's a whole lot of people that don't think the same way we used to think in the 80s, 90s. and early 2000s and the late 2000s. They just don't think the same because black men raise families. Black men have to go get groceries, and black men have to, they have things going on in their life, and they don't necessarily dislike people because of differences in opinion. They do what's best for their family. And I don't know how many people know this, but it goes to my analogy, my little analogy of small world, big world. Everybody's not stuck in this mindset of Trump's going to be a dictator, Project 2020-25. Some people understand different. They just look at it a little bit different. They just see things a little bit different. But I don't know why the majority is so mad at those people, because that's not what's going to make the difference. That's it. If you'll get 10% black folks that don't vote for Kamala Harris, that's not going to make your difference. I'm sorry. So don't blame black men, because it's coming, because they already doing it. That's why they brought Obama out to do what he did. You try to make people feel like they stupid, or they don't have any dog in the fight, or they don't have any reason to feel the way they feel. And I'm sorry. Everybody don't feel the way you feel. See, here's the thing. Those are the same black folks that say black people aren't monoliths, but that they push an agenda of being monolith. They want everybody to think the same and do the same thing because they want you to believe it's to your best interest. So if you claim that black people aren't monolith, why do you want us to move as a monolith? Why do you want us, everybody? Why do you think every black man has the same agenda? Just like white dudes, you don't expect, okay, do you think all white dudes should vote Republican? Why aren't white men getting in trouble or being humiliated for who they voting for? They're not. I don't understand why you think there are black doctors, black lawyers, there are black professional, whatever, football players, there are guys that work at UPS, there are guys that work at the phone company, there are guys that work at the post office. Everybody has a family to live or to take care of differently. But yet you want them to all move the same. They don't all depend on the same thing. I don't understand. It's so hypocritical for you to say to people, well, we ain't all the same. Black people ain't all the same. We're not a monolith. But then you want us to move like it. I don't get it. It just bothers me. It's just like what's going on with the city council. I just need to know what's the leverage. Help me, educate me. Okay, don't get mad at me when I don't know something and admit not to knowing something. Educate me if I'm wrong. What leverage has the Cincinnati City Council used as black folks? What leverage have they used in the city in the last decade that has put black people in front? What is it? You fought to have black people have the advantage on city council. Help me. Y'all, all the predominantly people here don't even rock with me politically. So help me understand having that leverage on city council, a black city council, the leverage. You're already all Democrat. I thought it was all about being Democrat or Republican. I thought it was the lifestyle of policy, not identity of black or white. I'm just curious. What issue has come up pertaining to the black community where that leverage has been used? I need to know. So now we lost the leverage that we were never using, or we lost the leverage that we was using, and here's what we did. This is what it was. I just need to know. I'm not saying I'm not saying that they haven't done anything. I'm just asking, what is it? I ain't talking about what those guys at the beginning who was fighting for what the position is. Look, man, I can fight for something, get it, and do nothing with it. So now I just feel good because I got it. What was the point in fighting for something if you're not going to use it? Why would all the people who fought, and I'm talking about the real guys, not these fake ass people, not the fake leaders. I'm talking about the guys in the 80s and the 90s that was really out there fighting and shit. How you think they feel? How you think they feel? They didn't fought for something that you're not even using. I give you another analogy. It's funny as hell. To me, it's funny. Remember when black folks couldn't ride the bus? Or we could ride the bus, but if it was full, we had to stand up. We had to give our seat up. Remember that? Remember the fact that we had to, if they put us on the bus, we had to sit in the back of the bus. Remember that? It was like shitting on us a little bit, right? It was like, get your black ass, get in the back of the bus. Sit in the back of the bus, nigga. Right? It was degrading. Degrading, right? It was and now here we go. Now this is in my day. I don't know what it is in the day. I ain't rode a bus, a metro, and I don't know how long. It's been forever. But when I was going to school, shit, if you sat in the front of the bus, you was a square. Shit, you would damn near get in a fight for taking that last seat in the back of the bus. Oh man, you know I was about to sit there. Why were they fighting for us to be equal and fight on to get the seats in the bus where we want to sit? But yet, as soon as we get the right to sit wherever we want to sit, we go sit exactly where they told us to sit the first time. Get your ass in the back of the bus. I see the same. That's the type of shit I see now. We're free to do whatever we want to do. And we go do exactly what they wanted us to do. The things they made us do. I guess it's a little bit different. I don't want to get too critical. I'll say, look, if I'm going to sit in the back of the bus, damn it, it's going to be by choice. It ain't going to be by force. I get that. I see that might be an argument for a lot of people. But for me, I don't understand it. I mean, I don't understand why we enforce. I guess it's a mind lock. But it's deeper than just the backseat bus. It's deeper than that. There's an inbred brain function that's going on with a group of people who really think fighting for something is the only purpose that you have. You don't fight for it. Fight, fight, fight. Anybody, fellas, this is for the fellas, because I know the ladies will know what I'm talking about. Fellas, you ever fought for a woman? You ever seen a girl growing up and if I can only, I wish I had her? Fellas, this is my fellas only. You ever fought so good? You ever, I don't mean physically fought. I'm talking about you ever went, wined and dined her and did the shit that you would never do for anybody else? We all done it. Oh, wait. Here's the trick pony right here, though. You ever fought for something and worked so hard to get it, the woman? And then when you finally get her, now you start taking it for granted. You don't work so hard because now you have it. We've all done it. Everybody's worked for something so hard, and once you get it, you don't take care of it. You don't put the same work in. You don't put that work in of what it took to get it. I've always had this little thing. My mom taught me this. My mother always said, Rand, you're going to find out in life that it's easy to buy and get anything you want. The hardest thing in the world, Rand, is going to be maintaining it. The hardest thing in the world, it's not getting what you want. It's being able to take care of it once you get it. That's a hard lesson because some of us are not taught that. We learn it. And even some of us that's been taught that, we don't pay attention to it. We still have to learn it. And sometimes we learn it the hard way. And now I seen a comment in the screen. I don't know who made the comment. It was a long time ago. It was when I was talking about immigrants getting some help. All right. Some government assistance. And I was using the analogy of black folks in this country who get felony records and they can't get those same ones. And somebody put in the screen, I don't remember who it was. If you're still here and you want the credit for this, feel free to say it was me. I don't care. But my point is this. Somebody said, don't get in trouble, meaning black folks. What about the immigrants that got in trouble in their country? And see, it wasn't about the black people not getting it's fair. If the rule is if you have felonies on your record, if you're a felon, you don't qualify for WIC. You don't qualify for metropolitan housing. You don't qualify for vouchers. You don't qualify for stimulus money from the government, welfare or whatever. You don't qualify. If that's the rule, that's the rule. But that should be the rule across the board for everybody. But for you to do it for people that shouldn't be here in the first place because they're not here legally, they're not vetted, you'll do it for them, but won't do it for us. That's the bigger argument. I know plenty brothers that are in livable situations right now, but they don't want to be there because they don't have a choice. They can't go down to metropolitan housing and fill out an application. They're going to be denied because they have felonies on their record. But a Venezuelan, and here's the thing, I'm just going to say this because nobody else is saying it. When Al Sharpton took his crazy ass down to Texas, the only reason why he went down to Texas is because of the Haitians. He wasn't down there when the Venezuelans and the Mexicans was crossing and the Japanese were crossing. He wasn't down there fighting for them, and he went down there because he had to be pro-black. He went down there because the Haitians was being whipped and all that old shit they made up. I get it. And the only reason why black folks right now caring so much about this immigrant problem is because of not even a whole 2%. The 1.6% of the immigrants that are coming over to this country happen to be Haitians. And you're focused in on the Haitians, and you're not paying attention to the Latinas, to the Venezuelans. You're not paying attention to the majority of the people that are coming because they have us zoned in on the darker one. It's not even the Haitians that are getting the majority of the money from the government. It's the other folks. But see, when they got the dark one, the black one, the brother come through, black folks zone in on that, and that must be what they talking about. They don't want black people here. No, I don't think that's what it is. And then when you say they getting these welfare cards and shit like that, and they have convictions, but our sisters can't get them to feed our own kids, our own black kids, y'all don't have a problem with that. No, you don't, because you've zoned in on, well, they just don't want them black. You making it a black and white thing. You might get all about the black. The Haitians are probably one of the lowest of the migrant situation that's coming in the country. And you fighting for it. You fighting and making it sound like it's ridiculous to be, it's unhumane. No, what's unhumane is bringing in 14,000 murderers. I ain't talking about millions of people that's coming. I'm talking about documented 14,000 people to come into a country. And here's what happens. And I know a lot of y'all gonna take this out of context. I know you will. But you will never know how fucked up it is to have 14,000 people in this country unless it affects you personally. Unless your nephew gets shot. Your nephew is in the crossfire of gang violence. Look at the gang violence in Chicago. It ain't even the Bloods and the Crips and all this old shit anymore. It's Venezuelans versus these guys and that guy. It's just, it's ridiculous. And the reason why people in Cincinnati don't argue it is because you're not being affected. It ain't got close enough yet. The water on the beach ain't hit up close to you yet. When that water start getting closer to your doorstep, then you're going to start feeling the vibes of what's really going on out here, and you're going to have a whole lot more to say. But right now, you're not going through that because it's not at your doorstep. Let it affect you, and you'll have a different argument. You will have a different stance on it, and it won't be about Haitians. You won't even say Haitian. I'm going to Blink tonight, y'all. Me and my wife going to Blink tonight. Y'all know this is my therapy. And it's Friday, so I got the weekend to lick my wounds. Peace and love to you guys. I'll see you guys Monday right here, same place, same time. Hopefully we won't have any technical difficulties. Peace and love to you all.
But you got to stay there.
Hey, let this shit ride, Tom. Gotta take care of shit that you love, even though it might hurt. All the shit I done did for my city, these niggas still cover my name with the dirt. None of this shit was easy or free. All the shit that I got, swear it came after work. It was days I would hide out and lurk on a nigga just trying to come up for a shirt. They don't know about the nights I was hurting. Tried to work, but that shit wasn't working. They don't know about them nights in my body in them car trying to sleep in that kid traversing. Hit them licks till them niggas wouldn't serve me. Told them sticks even if they was dirty. I'll never forget that little silver revolver. I shot that little bitch with a purpose. Look at God every night like he cursed me. Quick to crash so that silly deserved. Got out on the mission, them tapes start flipping the pages of life. Never know when they turn it. Now I'm turning, I own all my earnings. Got a son and a daughter, they perfect. And don't want for shit, my son ain't even 6 and that nigga got more than you niggas that serve. Love this life, I ain't gotta go purging. But they keep fucking around and we swerve. How the fuck can you hate on a nigga that's winning and know that he really deserve it? Independent, ain't asked for no service. Got the shit out the mud with a purpose. God can take me right now, don't be sad, nigga, pop and get wrecked for a 6 of that syrup. Take care, take care. Look at God every night like he cursed me. Quick to crash so that silly deserve it. Got out on a mission, the type start flipping the pages of life. Never know when they turn. Take care, take care. Let this shit ride, Tom. Gotta take care of shit that you love, even though it might hurt. All the shit I done did for my city, these niggas still cover my name with the dirt. None of this shit was easy and free. All the shit that I got, swear it came after work. It was days I would hide out and lurk on a nigga just trying to come up for a shirt. They don't know about them nights I was hurting. Tried to work, but that shit wasn't working. They don't know about them nights in my body in them car trying to sleep in that kid traversing. Hit them licks till them niggas wouldn't serve me. Told them sticks even if they was dirty. I'll never forget that little silver revolver. I shot that little bitch with a purpose. Look at God every night like he cursed me. Quick to crash so that silly deserved. Got out on the mission, them tapes start flipping the pages of life. Never know when they turn it. Now I'm turning, I own all my earnings. Got a son and a daughter, they perfect. And don't want for shit, my son ain't even 6 and that nigga got more than you niggas that serve. Love this life, I ain't gotta go purging. But they keep fucking around and we swerve. How the fuck can you hate on a nigga that's winning and know that he really deserve it? Independent, ain't asked for no service. Got the shit out the mud with a purpose. God can take me right now, don't be sad, nigga, pop and get wrecked for a 6 of that syrup. Take care, take care.